Chapter 13. Maybe the whole love spell thing wasn't such a bad idea after all. In chemistry, Evie and her classmates were taking a tough multi-page test. Chad tried to cheat off another student who blocked his view. Evie frowned at a hard problem. She gave up and reached for the mirror in her purse, but it wasn't there. "Looking for something?" asked Mr. DeLay, holding up her mirror. Evie gasped, speechless. "Thank you, Chad," said Mr. DeLay, resting a hand on his shoulder. "It's gratifying to see someone still respects the honor code." Chad looked at her smugly. Evie glared at him. Mr. DeLay rounded on Evie. "It will be my recommendation that you are expelled," he said. Doug stood beside her in protest. "That isn't fair," he said. "Obviously she wasn't cheating since she didn't have that whatever it is." "It's called a magic mirror," said Evie. "Not helping," Doug whispered to her. "Okay, sorry," said Evie, bowing her head. "Maybe she needed another pencil," he told the teacher. "Actually, I was," Evie started. "Really?" Doug told Evie. "Don't help." He turned to the teacher. Please," said Evie, looking up at Mr. DeLay. "Well, if you could pass this test, I'll return your property and let the matter drop," said Mr. DeLay. Evie smiled, and Doug sighed. Chad smiled meanly at her. She smiled right back at him. A little while later, Evie ran up to Doug, who was at a picnic table outside doing his homework and eating lunch. She placed her blue Oridon Prep examination booklet in front of him. There was a red B+ at the top of the booklet. "For the first time, it's like I'm more than just a pretty face," Evie said. Doug laughed. "Shocker, huh?" he said with a warm smile. Evie took a seat beside him. "You were pretty great in there," she said. Doug grinned dopily. "So were you," Evie beamed. "I bet I can get an A on the next test without the mirror," she said. "Maybe we could get together and hang out," said Doug. "Yeah," said Evie, blushing. "Let's get together." Mal appeared beside them. "There you are," she said. "I have been looking for you literally everywhere." She slammed her hands down on the picnic table. "What's wrong?" asked Evie. "Ben just asked me out on..." Mal huffed. "A date." Evie and Doug chuckled. "We can handle this," Evie told her with a devious smile. She looked at Doug. "Bye," she told him. She stood up and turned to Mal. "You're looking a little pale, but I can fix that with a lip gloss and some blush." No, said Mal as the girls headed back to their dorm. Before Mal knew it, she was seated on her bed in the dorm room as Evie applied blush to her cheeks, making them rosy. She was dressed for her date in a terrific mix of punk and princess, with a scarf, dress, and leather jacket. "Okay, easy on the blush," said Mal. "I don't want to scare him away." She looked thoughtful and smiled. "Not that I could," she added. "Please," said Evie. "Mom taught me how to apply blush before I could talk." She carefully finished applying the color. "Always use upward strokes." "My mom was never really big on makeup tips," said Mal. "I never had a sister." "Well, now you do," said Evie, dabbing red lipstick on Mal's lips. "We're going to need all the family we can get if we don't pull this off. My mother's not a barrel who laughs when she doesn't get her way." Evie rolled her eyes. "Just ask Snow White." "Are you afraid of her?" asked Mal. "Sometimes." And Evie, "Are you afraid of your mom?" "I just really want her to be proud of me," said Mal. "She gets so angry with me when I disappoint her. And yeah, she's my mom, so I know she loves me in her own way." Evie took her hand and smiled. "Moving on," she said. "Come see." "Are you done?" asked Mal. "Yeah," said Evie as she led Mal to the mirror. Mal looked at herself and laughed. Evie hugged her. "I know," said Evie. "I look," said Mal. "Say it," said Evie. "Not hideous," said Mal. "Not even close," said Evie, shaking her head and beaming. Mal giggled and broke into a radiant smile. Just then, there was a knock at the door.